Yeah, I think I'm recording. Yeah. Right. Must be, right? Yeah, I pressed the button. So it should be. Anyway, nice, lovely day and such. Value, yeah. Back to that one. Due in the morning, had done a video, kind of long and strangled. Just making this argument, comparing me to William Lane Craig, which doesn't make much sense, but whatever. Obviously, people who believe in God are going to believe in objective morality because they have an objective source of the morality, the judgment of an idiotic and insane God. The dictates of, it's not even the judgment of, right? It's just the established fact of, I am the creator, I have the purpose in mind, I know what I'm doing. It's an intrinsic and fundamental competence is established. You can't really believe in the God rationally. If you don't believe he knows what he's doing, right? Sort of, mostly. But anyway, that's really not the point. The point is that all we're talking about is description, again, of reality. And what people are saying in their argument is that this idea, the concept of value, doesn't exist as a descriptive statement. Value statements are not descriptive statements. And I just find that that's their dictate. They've just established that as their objective truth. They've just stated it. They haven't defended it. They haven't rationally argued how that's a fundamental fact of the universe. Here's the proof that there is no value. No, they haven't done that at all. Value is a legitimate concept. I could describe the efficiency, I'll use the car example again. I can describe the efficiency of a car in terms of its consumption of gasoline. And I can make accurate, descriptive statements about what the car does and how well it consumes gasoline, how much friction it produces heat, and how much movement it produces per gallon. And they could be perfectly accurate statements regarding fuel efficiency. And all we can do the same thing for many things. We can say, what kind of tree produces wood, for the least amount of sunlight? The most wood for the least amount of sunlight. That could be our value equation, our efficiency equation for trees. And we could rank trees based on how well they produce burnable wood, let's say, for the amount of sunlight they absorb. And we could come up with descriptive statements defining the efficiency of different trees. I don't want to keep making examples, but you get the idea that things perform a function or an activity at it's to a certain in a way, and we can judge and evaluate the way they do that. And so when we look at something like we want to say, what's the universe consuming or producing? We could talk about matter, we could talk about elements and how much of the matters in a certain element. We can make descriptive statements accurately defining that quantity. And then all I'm arguing is that there's a descriptive truth, just like all these other descriptive truths, about this consciousness phenomenon. How much of it exists in the universe, how much of it is in a state that is lesser or better than other states. And so I'm just saying, certainly from my personal experience, certainly from everything I see about all these other sentient biological organisms, that they go through state phases. And there are states that they are in that are absolutely horrible. You're a baby elephant, you're getting eaten by lions while you're still alive. You are in a horrible sentient state. You are enduring not good performance. Your performance in terms of your value production is negative, decidedly. And this isn't an outrageous description of reality. This isn't phantasmagorical, made-up witchcraft. This isn't a destruction of vocabulary to argue that we can quite accurately describe, within parameters, the basic function, and say it's not good to be eaten alive. Wow, how outrageous of us. That sentient beings are going to have a negative conscious experience if they are going to be having their flesh torn off while they're still conscious. It's not going to be any fun at all. It's going to be decidedly unfun, ungood, unpleasant, everything. Any word you have that is even mildly positive, it will be that. It will be bad. Nasty. It'll be a nasty bit. No doubt about it. It's going to be an accurate description of reality for me to say that. And there goes value is born. This conversation is perfectly legitimate. We do understand that consciousnesses, have state changes, and that those state changes have a qualitative difference. And it's just not really negotiable. I mean, you can argue it, but I think it's preposterous, because how are you going to argue with my personal experience? I certainly know the difference between pleasant and unpleasant. And I don't need you to tell me it doesn't exist. That's just absolutely outrageous. You show up and tell me from your authority, your philosopher authority, oh, you're just making that up. It's not a real experience. Yeah, well, fuck you, silly person. You say so? It's just idiotic to negate what is observable fact, that we have conscious experiences, that we are conscious. It's just idiotic to say we're not. It just is. I'm sorry. We have a word for what we're doing. We certainly have personal taste of it. And it just doesn't make any sense at all to negate that, unless you're going to negate the existence of the whole universe and play a more nutty game than the religious kook, where you have now invented the Matrix or the Fakeiverse. So you invent the Fakeiverse, and you're not going to call yourselves religious kooks? Well, sure you are. Where did you invent this Fakeiverse out of? Where's the evidence that it's a fake, that it's phony, that it isn't really happening? Oh, that's right, you have absolutely no evidence of that. You just want it to be a Fakeiverse, so you can pretend that you can make up your morality, and there's no problems, because you can do whatever the fuck you want, because you're all selfish cunts. Period. It's not complicated. You're all Brett Keane, Jabba the Hutt whores, who don't want to take any responsibility for the blight that your life has been. Fine. But don't pretend you're philosophers. You're just copper outers, just like the religious fucks. Do your Hail Marys to the Fakeiverse. I will not believe in any values. I will not have to take accountability or responsibility for anything. I'm so much cooler than everybody else. I'm worth 1,000,000 of you, as I say so. Fuck you. You're an asshole. That's what you are. A bigger asshole than, Jimmy Buttons, whatever the fuck his name is, William Lane Craig. Yeah, you're a bigger douchebag than him with your Fakeiverse theory. Yeah, silly fucks. Sorry, I didn't mean this to be snarky, but fuck, you just think about it for a minute. You're just saying, what's the incentive? Where is the logical, sensible, rational evidence to pervert reality into a non-existent verse, to deny the existence of something so fucking multicolored? I mean, it's Cinevision, it's Maxivision, it's fucking Kick-Ass-a-Vision. Yeah, the best movie vision you've ever seen? Well, your consciousness is doing better than that even. And you're going to negate it and deny it and reject it and flush it down the Fakeiverse toilet. For what? so you can somehow escape accountability for all the animals you're torturing. Well, maybe that's it. To escape accountability for all the people you fucked over in your life. Well, maybe that's it. I don't know what it is, but it seems obvious you have an incentive to negate the universe, negate value, so you don't have to take responsibility for your participation in it, for your perpetuation of it, for the horrors you have imposed. Yeah, you just negate the existence of value. It gives you a get out of jail free card. Well, there is no such card, and if you're alive and breathing, you probably suck, because that's just the way life works. It's pretty hard not to suck. Anyway, by value equation, by rational value equation. Yeah, I know. I feel you, buddy. So let's see. Let's make more arguments. Let's see if we can find some more ways to make it understood that statements about function, is part of is part of the logical process. It's part of modeling reality. So when I model reality, when I call things green, blue, tall, short, fat, thin, whatever, when I do that labeling, categorizing, there's no rule that says I can't categorize my own function, my own existence, my consciousness. I can categorize it. I can categorize what I'm doing, what I qualify as reasonably intelligent human life form. I can put me in a category, and those words all mean something. Human means something, conscious means something, intelligent means something. They're not non-existent categories. They're real categories. And you can confine and compose real sentences establishing theoretical truth with those category words. You can say things about us, and you can say them as if they're true and say, look, prove otherwise, demonstrate otherwise, show a weakness in this truth. Here's a truth theory. Argue its weakness. What's the weakness in the truth theory? That human consciousnesses go through state changes, that have a qualitative aspect, that they have good days and bad days. They have good moments and bad moments. Is there any way to logically argue that truth, that statement? Logically, rationally, reasonably, based on a fact theory that doesn't invent the Fakeiverse, that doesn't rely on the ungod, the negator of all reality. Can you do it? I don't think you can. Oh. Whoa. What are you doing? Little bicycle dog. Yeah. Seems like a bad idea. The dog's gonna end up in the spokes of the bicycle. It's gonna get its little neck broken. But it looks nasty anyway. Alright, that's a horrible thing to say. The fact that it looks nasty doesn't mean it's a nasty little fucking poop shit dog. It might be terribly charming underneath it all. But anyway, where was I? I'm walking too fast. Yeah. Tense. That's my life. See, I can be in a state of tension, of unrelaxation, disquieted, and we can establish where that fits on a range of possible conscious states, and we can rank them for their positive or comfortability. We can rate them as states of comfortability. And then you're saying it's some sort of bold and preposterous theory of mine that comfortability equates to value. Yeah, that's just crazy talk. That being comfortable is good? Oh, hell no. No, that's a wacky theory. Why? Let's see if we can figure out some reason why that would be crazy or wacky. No, we can't. It's perfectly reasonable. Brilliantly reasonable. And damn, I forgot my spray paint again. Fuck. Well, I ain't going back to get it. I have to wait until another day. Where was I? Yeah, value. So, again, I think you have some, if you're going to state that you know the universe, you know that value is not real, that in the end, if there was some supreme and ultimate intelligence that we developed, we would conclude, it was all meaningless. It all didn't matter. That's what the ultimate intelligence would say. Yes, just pile the dead Jews up. Doesn't matter how many you pile up. It's all good. Or it's all not bad. There, that's my edict from Intelligence Mountain. Go ahead. Stick pencils in a baby's eye. It doesn't matter. Ha 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 ha. As I am the supreme, all-knowing intelligence. And that's what I have concluded. That all the evidence points to, it doesn't matter. Go ahead. Stab away. Yeah, fuck you, you're idiots. You really are. It's time just to call you idiots. Call you manipulators at minimum. Because you must have a reason. Why are you negating the reality of sentient experience? Why are you trying to eviscerate it? Why are you cutting its nuts off? What's your motive? Why are you doing it? Yeah, because there doesn't seem to be any logical reason to do it. It really doesn't. What's the logical reason? Why would an intelligence conclude sentient experience has no value? Why would it do that? What fact points to that? Oh, that's right. No fact. Absolutely no fact. Yeah, none whatsoever. I mean, of course, there is the theory that our brain doesn't matter, that whatever it's doing is just so illusionary, so made out of tissue paper, that none of it's real. But again, I don't need to look that one up in a book. I don't need to theorize, go get a bunch of atomic theory and a bunch of other crap to realize the significance of my own consciousness. I mean, fuck. It screams at me every day. It's right here. It's happening. I just don't need to qualify it. I don't need to legitimize it. It's happening. Its reality is right in front of me. And it's clearly something. It's clearly not nothing. And it's clearly got value character. It's got every disguise of value. I mean, every characteristic adds up to it saying, yes, this is something distinctly different. Yes, this is something. And yet, I don't see anything except your paper theory, your Fakeiverse theory, that somehow negates the reality. You're just saying so. Well, I postulate that it doesn't matter because it's happening inside a brain and it's just electricity and chemicals, and therefore it has no meaning. There, that's it. So you negate the birds tweeting, the sounds I'm experiencing, the sensations I'm experiencing. You just negate it all because you say brains are fake. What brains do is fake. Yeah, and so therefore the whole universe is fake. Therefore the experiences are all fake. And therefore you can jab babies in the eyes with a pencil and it just doesn't matter. You can do it all day long. No problem. I mean, fuck. Ooh, cool. Fish. There's fish over there. I don't know if you see those, but there's fish. Fish are swimming. Fish, no doubt, experiencing. Damn, it's hot. Yeah, that's the first day I get to say that. I'm kind of warm now. It'll be a nice day. I don't have to work. But anyway, I have a sniffle, allergies and such. And what else can I complain about? Yeah, so whatever. I just don't, there's not much I can do with that argument. The brain is fake. The function of the brain is fake. Neurons are fake. Fake function. They're fakely functioning. The process is nothing because the container is active. You can't freeze it. You can't put it in a jar. The sentient experience. I think you can, but regardless, I guess that's not the argument. But whatever. I just figure that if you're working that hard to negate the reality of experience, the fact of experience, then you must be doing it for a reason. Yeah, you fucking serial killers or whatever the fuck you are. There's got to be a reason, because the facts don't give you any cause to do that. The fact of your own personal experience, which is, holy shit, I'm conscious as fuck. And tell me I'm not. Telling me you're just a synthetic projection in a Fakeiverse, and everything you think is happening isn't really happening, and there is no happening, and even if there was a happening, it's not happening in the proper place for there to be accountability for the happening, so the happening doesn't happen, or whatever. I mean, whatever. Whatever. This is really just so strangled to take away, like I said, something that's just so in your face, something so overt, something so fuck. I'm alive. I can feel it. I can tell. I sense it. And it means something. Damn it. Anyway, I think that's enough said. So, till the next time, and such, and so forth, and whatnot. Yeah, pretty much. Basically. An amazing day. That's not amazing. It's just that after the winter, these first spectacular days are spectacular.